Well, good morning, sports fans. Here I am in Guanajuato, starting day 3 of my Spanish lessons. Anyway, this is going to be a little different video than I've been doing up to this point. My videos up to this point have been about travel. This video is going to be about motorcycle safety and texting while driving. So let me start by saying there's a saying out there that there are two kinds of motorcyclists: those who have been down and those who will go down. And if you've been riding long enough, you're going to go down. It's part of the sport. It's part of what we do. And I've been down before, but 4 years ago today, on November 6th, I went down hard. I had a major accident, and it was related to texting while driving. So let me tell you the story. I was on my way home from work at 5:30 on a Friday evening in Chicago, and I was heading northbound on Lakeshore Drive. It was dark, November 6th. It was already getting dark. I was on the inside lane, and in the center lane was a vehicle that was acting a little erratically and kind of swerved into my lane. And as soon as she did, and the reason I say she is it was a 20-something female. And for those of you who may say that that might be a sexist comment, just go look at the stats on the #1 texting while driving accident causes, and it's 20-something females. That's it, plain and simple. They believe they're invincible and they're on their phones constantly. Anyway, 20-something female is in that center lane and she swerves into my lane. As soon as she does, I know, okay, she's on her phone. So I pull back, waiting for her to stop whatever she's doing. After a little bit, 45 seconds or so, it appears she's staying in her lane and she's not going to do anything stupid. I decided to go ahead and proceed past her. Just as I got up to her vehicle, she swerved again. And this time she almost hit me. So I got mad. I pulled up next to her. I started yelling at her. I pointed at her. I honked my horn. I said, "Get off your effing phone." And that was my mistake. Think about it. Traffic, 5:30 on a Friday evening on a busy road. It's probably going to be bumper to bumper. The cars in front of me might be slowing down or even stopping. So what did I do? I looked at her instead of looking at the cars in front of me, and all of a sudden they came to a complete stop. Now I was doing about 30 miles an hour, and so I slammed into the back of an SUV at 30 miles an hour. My front tire hit the back of the SUV, and the bike catapulted me up over the top of the bike. My head hit the back of that SUV at 30 miles an hour. Now I wear full gear. I was wearing a Shark racing helmet that day. And so I ended up sitting down on Lakeshore Drive with my back up against the SUV I just hit, facing the direction I had just come from. And I never lost consciousness. I kind of shook my head a bit. I started feeling my hands, my feet. Everything was great until I tried to get up, and I couldn't. So here's what happened. As I was going over the top of the motorcycle, the mirror caught me in the groin. It separated my pelvis. It busted an artery. So I'm sitting there on Lakeshore Drive with internal bleeding. And it did one other thing to me that I won't mention because most of the men out there, if I say it, they're going to go, "No." So I won't say it. Just use your imagination. Anyway, that little mistake on my part put me in the hospital for a week. I had 2 surgeries and I was on crutches for 2 months. Now, since then, I've put almost 40,000 miles on a motorcycle. So it's not stopped me from riding motorcycles, but what it has done is changed how I ride motorcycles. I'm a much better rider now. I'm much more aware of my surroundings. My head is constantly on a swivel, looking at every other vehicle, every other object that's out there and anticipating their moves. I look for gaps in traffic so I can stay away from everybody. I look at their head movements. I look at their hand movements. I look at the wheels on their car. What are they doing, right? It gives me all of these little indicators, tell me what their intentions are, so that it helps me keeps me out of harm's way. Here's my message to you as motorcyclists. Let's not be the law enforcement. Let's not try and correct people that are misbehaving and causing danger to other people. Let's just stay out of their way and continue to go on with our lives. That's my message to you as a motorcyclist. If you're a car driver and you're still texting while driving, please stop. Thank you for listening.